Is our showing you there? Similar test, safe mem test to Nun Aleph. And this is supplemental day 270 of the HaShulchan Yomi. Mem test. Ukrum. This scab or membrane or whatever you call it. Between the two unos, some say that it's different from a sircha only if it's a thin scab. But if it's thick, it's called a sircha. The space says the name of the ogur. Those say there's no difference whether it's thick or thin. The space says those who determine, like the first opinion, because and they wrote that the checkers are knowledgeable about this. The doctor distinguished between thick and thin. For krumzeh and this scab, shlemil. It's that schleimil. They call it German slimo. Slimo. It's made from language of slime. That's the Bach. Those are like the second opinion. There's no difference in its thickness. That's a shach. The checker has to be expert at this. Ain't a bucky, and if he's not an expert, who says not an absolute sircha. If they have to ask a chacham, but chacham himself has to know what the definition of the krum is. So that's kicking up the ladder. The Rav and the Sheikh should both check it, and understand, in other words, analyze it properly. We already explained according to the great Achonim in this krum, from cut to cut, it goes to the very end of the where the lobes start narrowing. Ganken kosher. It's also kosher. Main chalom if there's no window. In the bracket says there's simcha chadash to be designed, which is swat sivchad and samachay. Herechli start varav, which is start contradicts the simcha chadash. The daito in kosher akar and shpuli. According to him, it's only kosher up to the place where it starts narrowing. V'lo shpuli b'chal. Now where it narrows is that where now is not included. Vein rav tam gomer. There is no appropriate logic in his words. To reject the simcha chadash. Chem over lehedim hiltas sivchad and zayim mishach sivchad and tes zayim lebach sham. Nun, the reason why we're machshir when the circles are in order up to halfway down the lobe, because at that point it starts narrowing. And that's not considered considered anymore. Even though we see that these narrows only start at the end of the una, we should be machshir there for more than halfway down. In order to that, we shouldn't make the subjective. Everybody determined this on its own. They made it the boundary up to half. Therefore, the place where it's custom to be machshir even past the halfway mark, up to the place where it starts narrowing, they have what to rely on. That's the simcha chadasha. Those who had accustomed to say it's kosher even when there's a window, as we've said, that's true even there's several windows. Even those who check those who say it's kosher without checking, mean if you certainly still need inflation. Pilush, to see if it's from, I guess, a breakage to a breakage. If you long enough, if they didn't blow it up, yesh le'asor. You have to forbid it. How do we know there was Kisidron? I guess Pilush means something else. It means you have to see if you have to see the sircha in full view in order to see whether there's a chalon or not. You just can't see it when it's not inflated. So therefore, if even before the inflated robe, here the comer, they say absolute clarity, should be pilush to pilush. So pilush seems like it's something from chituch to chituch, from the place where it's okay. Yeshav they have an matchup, but they have a gamin of chokla even if they didn't inflate it at all. That's in the Bushes Rod. In the even though you don't need to check it, if the lobes are here an order up to the halfway point, which goes out, like we said. If it happened, shebarku, that they did check, and they removed the sircha, even batzbetzes, and you do get bubbling there, treifa. Yeah, it's treif. That's what it's right. It's the ain't mibnei hanekev. Who holds that there's the sircha is not on account of a hole. Here there was a hole, so it's treif. Avo v'nekev treif l'daitam, but the hole, according to them, obviously it's going to be treif according to their opinion. But Tashis Gashish nekev, right? Since there is a hole, Kavashim Batzbesa, since it bubbles, Mimela she treif that was treif according to them. Unless you can say that the manipulation by the hand caused this breakage there. Because where you move the adhesion with strength. As kosher comes, she does that could be kosher even according to their opinion. Because that caused the hole to happen afterwards. Also, if they inflated it, and the sircha also inflated in treifa ganshitas Rashi. I guess the sircha became its own balloon, right? So it was a hole lung. Then the sircha expanded when he blew it up. So that's no good. Even according to the Shita Rashi, in Shinakuvahi, we see it's according to Rashi, yeah, there could be a hole, and the sircha could be a steamer, but here it's not a steamer. They didn't close it up. There's this hole going into the sircha. That's interesting because you don't say the outer layer of the sircha could be the closure. It has to be between the sircha and the lung. It's not a closure. If the sircha is in two unos, one is long and one is short. So you measure the halfway point and each one separately based on it. Those who said that even on the longer una, you go by the length of the shorter una. That is, looks like it. Who's saying this? Sham Seafood Base. I guess one of the authors of Shulchan Aruch. I don't know why. Especially it's already explained. The chetzu chumah g'dayla, that only going to halfway point is an extra stringency. Because the whole concern is because place when it starts narrowing. There's no una where this narrowing starts in the halfway point. We also said that the circle goes on an angle. It's also kosher. Rakinik met this idea. It says. But if it's creased by the angle, it's like a circle coming out of a crease. She's which will become clarified. But that you should know anything below the halfway point. You machshir no matter what. I feel based on even when we inflate, it looks like the lung is the lobes are separating from each other. Nevertheless, it's constitutional kosher. The low kiyesh mishemachmir chagav, they're not like the ones who are machmir in such a scenario. There's the shach and the pri chodesh and the pri megadim and the Rad. And that is it for today.